Guys, Artos is here with the CasterMuse Star League Season 4. This is the round of 8, and it is the 5th game in a best of 5 between Rush and Piano. If you haven't seen those first 4 games, I do suggest you go back and check them out. Either way, this one is going to be weird, because this is a brand new map that I have literally never seen a game on, never played a game on. And it's only really been used in the CasterMuse Star League. In fact, this is one of the very first times it's been seen. And I believe it was in the STPL as well, which is just like a smaller non-Korean league, like a team league. So yeah, it's a newer map, and I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's bad. I guess we're just gonna find out about it. I have looked at a picture of the map, and it looks like there's some vision blockers in the center of the map, similar to Whiteout. We'll see as they scout and send things across. It is 2-player. There's a lot of interesting terrain changes that we're going to be looking out for as well. So, yeah, I guess we'll just see how that goes down. Exciting always to have new maps, especially seeing pro gamers play on them and what types of strategies you want to use. Now, talking about this series, right, it's tied up 2-2. And, you know, I introduced the players, multiple times throughout this tournament so far. But, I always mention that Rush is definitely one of the best Terrans out there right now. Everyone's kind of looking at him as the next big Terran. Whereas Piano, he's very good. He's in good shape. But he's doing commentary now and stuff like that. And you don't think of him necessarily as someone who will win a tournament with players like Rush and Best and Snow in them. But, he is very, very strong. And he shows that by being 2-2 right now against Rush. But honestly, the games have been very cheesy. There's been so many aggressive builds out of Piano so far, and some of them have worked and some of them haven't. So we're going to have to see if he tries that again. Now, Piano is actually going command center first, so that's kind of cheesy in a different direction. I guess we should really call it just greedy. He's doing the greediest build that there is. But likely to work, like unless your opponent's going to go for a very quick forward barracks. Now, here comes down the scouting SCV. He's going to see, okay, command center first. Absolutely knows all about this build. And we'll see, okay, is he going to pull off gas? Yeah, it looks like he is. So probably just going to go ahead and expand from here. Now, let's take a look at some of the terrain that we've discovered. First off, the main base is pretty darn large. It's really spacious. I got to say, as a Terran player, I approve. Yeah, it can be hard to stop drops or something like that, but you can easily fit all your production in your supply depots, which can be a problem at times. Looks like there's a very interesting double ramp here that goes up and then down at your choke point, so you could stand units on a technical high ground here. But yeah, I've never seen anything quite like that, so that's nice and different. Through the center, you see a couple of these double ramps. These are more common. You definitely do see these with the smaller high ground area, not buildable terrain or anything. A little bit of pressure here coming out of Rush, sending that first Marine across. Very common tactic. Sometimes you can force your opponent to make a bunker quicker than they want to, but Piano here not falling for it, just going to make some Marines, knowing he doesn't need a bunker quite yet. You basically need a bunker up in time to stop vultures, or you need to do some sort of wall. Now, this is a wall that vultures can get through, so, I mean, I think he's going to make a bunker, and I think he's going to do it really quickly here. Right? Okay, there it is. Yeah, I was going to say, that's definitely something that you do need. Now, yeah, I guess he feels like this is in time. Honestly, if there had just been a vulture made immediately instead of this add-on, he would already have the vulture over here, so I don't know the exact travel time on this map. It actually looks like a very long map, so maybe he has that timed out well. But it feels like that is a very greedily late bunker. Either way, here we go. 2 factories going up for Piano with that command center first play. 3rd factory going up, so he's definitely going mass vultures here. Over on the side of Rush. Now, he's making some vultures, but he's not going speed. Going vulture speed first against command center first, you sometimes see people do to try to do like a run by or something, but honestly, it's a little bit better against a slower expansion, like if you play against a gasless expansion where they go barracks into command center. So he's just getting mines, laying them out, This is more for vision. You don't really expect like a tank to come out and walk into these mines. But look how he's actually laying them around. Look at that mini-map, the little brown dots everywhere. He's also got this floating barracks, looking to see what's going on. He's scouted 3 factories, so he knows that it's going to be vultures. And just laying some mines are going to tell him where everything's coming in. Now, he's done actually a very sneaky play here. Built a starport to the side. He's going to be doing a vulture drop. Here's those vision blockers I was talking about before, kind of like the map whiteout that you may have seen in the ASL previously. But yeah, this is kind of tricky. Now, you notice he has to wall at home and make a bunker himself. It's because literally a counterattack of vultures would kill him because you're sitting here on nothing, basically. So everything's starting to make sense as to what Rush's plan is. Here comes the drop now into the main base. Where are the vultures? They are coming back. Vulture speed not quite done as of yet. And look at this, he's already caught up on SCVs from this maneuver. Look at that, 33 against 33. You get a big advantage as far as workers go from a command center first, but I think Piano cut a few for the factories. And then on top of that, the vulture drop doing some good work. The one thing we can say for Piano that he still has a big advantage in, though, is, well, he's going to have map control with the vultures, but also he already has 3 factories up. Now, a Wraith coming in to do some harassment as well. We don't have an army. Oh, yeah, we do have an army. I was going to say, that's going to be terrible. He's going to lose so much. But the 2 Marines going to push this back for now. And, of course, a Goliath being made. Still a little bit of harassment going down. Wow, I tell you what, Rush is doing a fantastic job here. No doubt about it. Maybe his Wraiths don't do that much, but it does force his opponent out of Vulture play. You want to go into Goliaths from there, generally. The Vultures now moving across the map for a Piano. Nice Sim City here. Can't really be hurt. The double depot, the bunker, the 2 tanks. You can't really run by all that. A couple more factories coming up. Of course, he's getting his academy as well. Is going to need those scans to deal with any mines that get put out in front. And quite a few are going to be put out. Yeah, I got to say, a very cool play here from Rush. I mean, I feel like I want to try to steal this kind of half cheesy, half greedy build that he's doing to counter the very greedy command center first play. All right, well, targeting down as many SCVs as he can while he has cloak here. Yeah, very cool stuff. Look at that. He's now, well, he's up 15 SCVs. That's so significant. He has 50% more SCVs than the guy who went for command center first. So Rush at this point has kind of out-mind gamed, out-strategized Piano. Even though Piano got away with the command center first, he really got super, super punished. You can see 9 kills on these Wraiths. The Goliath's trying to come around to get something done. Like, defend those Wraiths, finally push them out, but the damage is already there. And they do so much as well, right? Like, your opponent can't really go into the... Well, I guess they could go into their own Wraiths, but you already have Wraiths, so if you pick up on that, they're in trouble. Can they go dropship? I guess, but you can kind of kill the dropship off with the Wraiths. And you're forcing them into Goliaths, which is going to allow you to focus more heavily on Tank Vulture, which is generally what you want in the earlier portions of the game. So I got to... Hats off to Rush for playing this strategy. It really has paid off. Now, hunting that barracks, wants to eliminate that, hopefully before his opponent gets however many factories that he wants. Piano, in the meantime, getting range for his Goliaths. He's got some siege tanks being made. So has his vultures on the map, and there's a lot of mines as well. Rush now moving out. Taking this front position here. Ooh, well, those were some really good mines right there. Some massive damage being dealt to the tanks. Loses 2, another one hurt quite badly. Now going to repair those Wraiths. Looks like Tank Goliath is what we're going to be seeing here from Piano. Still very low as far as workers go. He's 10 workers down instead of 15 now, so he's bridged the gap a little bit, but still doesn't have that economy that he really wants. That mine on the high ground being missed as he walks forward, taking a ton of damage onto his Goliath, but Rush is spread out pretty reasonably well. I think he can hold this without too much trouble. But let's see the movement here of Piano's army. Maybe he can get into range and like pelt these tanks from the high ground or something like that. Now down goes that command center. Gonna siege up. Again, very defensively here for Rush. These high ground positions can be very strong. Okay, he sees him coming with his mines. Now here comes the big army of Piano. Rush sieging up, targeting tanks as best he can. You really do want to get rid of those tanks if you possibly can. Piano, though, gonna hold on to this high ground at least for now. Taking a look at the production, 5 factories here. He will be able to bust through this eventually. Still only 3 factories for Piano. So this might turn into an overextension if he stays. And in fact, he realizes that, right? He knows that his production is not up to par. You get some reasonable value there. But if he tries to remain, then Rush is going to run him over. And if Rush kills his entire army once, you can't replenish with 3 factories. What 5 factories is going to have? So moves up to here. Wow, this is really a crazy map, I gotta say. I really like the layout of this, honestly. And he's gonna siege into the main base. I didn't realize there's high ground right outside of it. So dealing some damage there. He does have Goliath range, and now 2 drop ships. Oh my god, a really powerful move here from Piano. He wants to ferry units in. This is called the elevator push. Dropping here on top of the siege tank. This looks fantastic right now. 2 siege tanks coming up from the side. They're going to go ahead and siege. He's got to target down these tanks as quickly as possible. 2 more ferrying in. Moves over to the side, but there are mines here. So if he drops on top of the mines, no! Huge mine hits here from the defensive mines of Rush. Deal a ton of damage to his army. And there's just not that much left. Everything in that deep red, and it looks like it is going to be held, at least this drop part in the main, but damage has been dealt by Piano. Piano has done a great job working his way back into this. Now, he is taking his 3rd command center. He's almost caught up in workers. He's finally adding some more factories, but let's not forget, Rush has a lot of income here. And part of the only reason why he doesn't have a lot more supply is a lot of that's been stifled, and there was some cost efficiency going on from Piano, but now Rush's supply is going to skyrocket. He's got his production going. He's adding in more race as well, which he already has Cloak for. Just producing. But Piano coming back with a lot of dropships. Let's see where he ends up dropping here. There's 2 tanks here. There's a tank here. I don't know if there's a lot of great locations. You know what? I'll hold my tongue because he found one right there. Now, more tanks coming up and sieging. Rush needs to clear this. More well, no, there's no more units actually being ferried in there. Doesn't have any more up here. But it seems like it was a pretty good drop overall. He gets a lot of efficiency with it. And Rush actually does not chase it down with the 2 race. He could have killed more dropships. Will end up getting 1. But that's it for the time being. All right, we have to take stock of where this game is at. It's been kind of crazy, kind of back and forth. Both at 61 workers. Okay, very solid for 3 bases. We have 5 factories up right now. 5 factories up right now. 3 add-ons against 2 add-ons. Okay, he's adding his 3rd. This is the right time as well. When you have 3 gases, you definitely can support 3 add-ons. It's general rule of thumb is 1 add-on per gas. All right, so a lot of siege tanks going to be made on both sides now. Unfortunately for Piano, we have a lot more supply army-wise. We have about plus 20 supply army-wise. And also, it should be added in that some of the supply is dropships. So 6 more of his supply doesn't fight. Whereas you have a counter to dropships as well. So definitely looking at this game, it feels like Rush has a reasonable advantage. But it's not unplayable. It's not unwinnable for Piano if he makes the right moves. Now Rush adding another factory there we saw. He's got some pretty reasonable defense out around the map. Kind of roaming around a little bit, throwing down some mines, trying to find a way into attack. And look at this. He finds a great angle here over to the side of the 3rd base of Piano. Not enough tanks for Piano. And Rush will siege up and pelt down those siege tanks, which means the SCVs have to come out and fight. And that is going to be a huge amount of damage done to Piano's economy. He had just caught up SCV-wise. Now he's down by 13 workers. And he's going to have a hard time mining from this location. So all that hard work taken away immediately by a counterpunch here from Rush. Now, Piano, I mean, if there's one thing we've learned through this series is that he always has another trick up his sleeve. And he's going for 3 Port Wraith. Now, oh my god, we just saw a scan here. I was just going to talk about how smart a move like this can be. But now that he's scanned it, it should not work out. He knows what he's up against. Now look at this. The Wraiths coming in to try to catch these dropships. This is almost a nail in the coffin right here. Kills off the dropships. The drop will do absolutely nothing. Look at that supply differential right now. Up 50 supply for Rush. A lot of workers there as well. And he spotted his 3 Stargate Wraith. Starport Wraith. That means that he can just make more Goliaths. Make sure that you have the range upgrade. He can add in more Wraiths if he wants. Go Valkyries if he wants. But this is no longer a surprise. These mid-game Wraith switches, you need them to be a surprise. Maybe late game when everyone has like a ton of money, you can actually go Wraith legitimately. But at this point, they can just be countered so hard. So definitely a bad position here for Piano. But the guy's got Snake Blood. We'll see if he has some way to pull out of it. Now, Piano's trying to kind of repush to take over this area again. He wants full mining at this base, but Rush is getting ready to just attack in, brings his vultures down, comes up and sieges, and he will easily pop some of these siege tanks. And that is going to put even more pressure on the economy of Piano. Look at that. More tanks coming forward and sieging. Might be time to show his Wraiths. He's got quite a few at this point. Tanks forcing a lift off. A lot of Wraiths out on the map right now. Goliaths being added in. I really want to see what Piano's going to do with these Wraiths, because it feels like this position... well, there were Goliaths there at the beginning, but a lot of hurt tanks as well. He could pick off 3-4 tanks for free, probably before the scan even comes down. Now, all these Wraiths out fighting against Piano's vultures. Is Piano going to bring up his Wraiths? No, just going to keep building them. Now, we see an add-on on the way here. This means Valkyries. We're going to see some Valkyries being made from Rush. I'm almost certain of it. It's very trendy for Pro Terrans to go Valkyries against Wraiths. And just have, like, Wraiths and Valkyries against just Wraiths, and then you just win the battle very easily because of the splash damage. So we'll see if that's what he's going to do. Oh, he actually goes Science Vessel. Never mind. Kind of cool. Science Vessel, of course, going to give some detection to help you clear mines as well. Now, look at that. A lot of mines in here for clearing, but it looks like he's just going to attack, move through them, and have no problem with it. Attacking that new third or fourth base. I don't even know what to call it now because Piano's taken so much damage, but this is not going to end up living. The Wraiths come in for Piano. He tries to target down the Goliaths. The scan comes down, and quickly one is killed off. He will lose this command center. Still, Piano running around the map, trying to figure out what he can do. He's down almost 70 supply, but let's not forget, 25 of that is in workers, so army-wise, maybe it's not as much. But honestly, when you look at his army, it's paper airplanes and popcorn, right? it's a bunch of units that are really weak, and then a few siege tanks added in. Look at this. This killer army of Rush goes through the center. The Wraiths coming back to try to help out. There's a lot of Goliaths in here, though. The siege tanks do force Rush's army back for now. Looks like he might be thinking of attacking into this area, maybe sieging that main base once again. Not a terrible idea. But he's so stifled. This is feeling a lot like the reverse of that, the Ringing Bloom game, where Piano had Rush really contained, and Rush was having a hard time getting anything done. Now it's kind of the opposite, right? Like, he's long distance mining some minerals. He's oversaturated on this gas. Okay, oh, yeah, I mean, just about mined out in a lot of locations as well. Just not looking so hot right now. Poor Piano. He's got a lot of Wraiths, though. Continuing to make them. Honestly, I can't fault him for this. You know, you're getting countered on the Wraiths, sure. But you need to get something done here. And maybe that's the thing that's going to help you out. Now, the Wraiths of Rush are over here. Of course, he's way outnumbered as far as Wraiths go, so he keeps them pretty close to the Goliaths. And these Wraiths just cannot engage. Just smaller armies for Piano all over the place. Nothing really left over here. He could make a move, but looks like reinforcements coming down for Rush right now. So the Wraiths flying around looking how they can get some damage done. How they can help his position in this game. But the maxed out Rush pushing across the map. Lots of Wraiths Goliaths, tanks. He's got +2 as well. We don't have that on Piano either. All right, starting to move forward. The defense matrix go down, but of course against that many tanks, just gets erased. Some more wraiths are out for Piano. Looks like some mines kind of being annoying here for him. A lot of long distance mining. Oh my god. How did this happen? He's actually out of minerals at this point. But he is going to attack. Well, rolling forward, Piano does have a decent amount of tanks here and kind of forces his opponent to turn around. Now, the Wraith's all flying forward. How much anti-air do we have? 2 Goliaths and 1 turret. That might not be enough. Is Piano going to be able to turn this one around in game number 5? The rush is way out of position now. Now, he is coming back. But these tanks, if they get to the high ground and siege, you're not going to be able to do anything. All right, coming forward right now. The Wraith's coming in. He's got to get a favorable engagement as far as flying units go. Pretty close as far as that army size. Now, the command center floating down to give another mining base here to rush. Very, very important, but I guess nothing left for Piano. GG and rush going to advance.